Hello everyone, this is Dark Jedi SA. I'm going to go over some head-to-head today. So the last two seasons I did make it to Hall of Fame. I wasn't trying to max out or try to get to the top of the leaderboards, but I know that some people have a hard time going to Hall of Fame because of how hard all Madden seems to be this year. Well, I wanted to go over some of the plays that I use. If they end up being countered, I do struggle, but there are so many plays that can work that realistically you can't counter them all. And maybe some lucky 20% or 15% will go through. This is my counter package right here. Kind of a BS one if you ask me about it, but I just wanted to get all elites and I just wanted the chaos. So if you ever go for your play action or short pass, I have a very high probability of countering it. The long is only 9%, but I have the Dan Quinn coach that is level 4 or level 5 already. And then run plays, they're going to be able to run on me, but the defense is so good at this setting that it's really hard for them to get the long breakaway run in most cases. So I'm not too concerned about countering the run. So let's get started. Now on the kickoff, I usually try to let the ball run out to the end zone. So that one's kind of on the border. Let's just go ahead and let it fling out. All right. So on the first play, every game, this is the play I pick. Play action pass, strong eye twins, PA, F, fullback flat. So just like it suggests, fullback is the guy I'm usually going to go for, McCaffrey. If the defensive end moves with him to cover him in a man or zone coverage, then I just go over to Tyreek Hill. If both are covered, then I just run it with Cam Newton. So let's see what happens here. Okay, no hard counter. Linebacker came across the middle, but like I said, ooh, come on, Tyreek Hill. What's going on there? That was dumb. Okay, so play 2, we're going to go with strong IP, play action, tight end, corner. So let's get that one. Same thing. Fullback is my go-to guy. If not, the tight end. Tight end's a little bit more risky. You normally want the safety to fall back and follow Williams. So we'll see what happens there. If both of them are covered, then Cam Newton should be able to get a few yards. No hard counter. Fullback's open. Get the nice little catch. And I might have held out a little longer to see what my tight end was doing. But when I didn't see anyone going immediately for my fullback, I just took it. And same thing with the strong eye play action slide. We're going to do that again. And this time, McCaffrey goes left. And this one's a little bit harder because look at where the tight end is and look at how much ground he has to cover. So we'll see what happens here. Okay, we got a good block. McCaffrey's open. And I don't know what it is, but I cannot seem to make the short and the long passes work for me, so I rarely ever use them in case if there's a really big play action counter package, then I'll go ahead and try some, but I just have so much success with these play action plays that I just don't ever branch out. Now, if I have to do a run, I usually like the halfback dive weak side. So let's see here. There's really not a lot of strategy. If it's not countered, you're going to let the fullback come up the middle and block for you, and then usually either follow them or move left. It depends on how the pocket collapses. So let's see here. A good block there. Yeah, so not a lot of yardage, but I didn't get hit behind the line. We'll try another run. And you do want to mix in some runs because if you just keep going to play action, you're going to run out of good play action plays that move the ball forward. So you definitely want to mix it up. Oh, that was a counter. Got some yardage, so that's not entirely bad. All right, so now that we let some of the plays cycle through, we can go back to play actions. Trips, tight end, play action, deep pass is really good. This one here, you're going to try to get it to Williams that comes across the middle. Also, take a look at your tight end. Depending on what the safety does, you might have a wide open tight end. So let's take a look. Okay, tight end's definitely covered. Okay, so that one, even Williams was covered, so I went to Pryor. So that ended up working out for me. I very rarely have to pass to him, but we're going to do PA clear out. I'm just going through, I'm not using the same tempo that I would normally go with. I'm just trying to show some different plays. On this one, it's probably going to be a run with Cam, but you really want to hit your fullback on this one. Yeah, fullback's going to be open. So there it is. Nice little yardage. Not quick, but easy to accumulate. And it's been a few plays, so we can come back to the halfback dive weak side and hopefully get more yardage this time. So this time you just kind of have to go up the middle. That was countered and got some good yardage, so I'm really happy with that. And I didn't check to see what defense they were running, what their level was. I don't know if anyone else saw it, but it could explain why the run is just like butter. Okay, so now we're in red zone territory. These play action plays actually get a little bit harder because of the way the zones work and the way the defensive players break away. So on this one, I don't like to run it in with my quarterback, but let's see what we do here. Fullback's covered. Tariq Hill is covered, so I'm going to have to run it. I did not want to run it, but I had to. And the reason why I didn't want to run it is because for the next couple of plays, I can't run it. And it makes it really hard. Okay, yeah, I just didn't have anyone open, and their jerseys kind of blend in with the end zone, so didn't really have much going for me on that one. All right, we're going to just cycle through some more of these plays. We're looking for the fullback to be open. If the fullback's not open, we're going to go with the tight end. Fullback's open. And that's it. The counter on Cam is still going down, so I can't run it right away. Normally, I would do a strong eye play action middle and just run it in with Cam. And then otherwise, one of your wide receivers will cross across the middle, and you can usually get open there as well. So I'm not entirely sure I want to do that. I'm going to go ahead and just do a run. And there's really not much I can say about it. This is a bad lineup right here, so it's going to be countered. Let's see. Yeah. So 40% next time, no matter what, we have to try something different. And luckily, the other team didn't score. So they're a 92-91. So very, very fair matchup. So since he didn't score on the first drive, all I have to do is score the next two drives. Doesn't even matter with the 2-point conversion. So let's see what I can do. Okay, that was a funny bounce. That's not good. All right. So that happens. That's one of the risks of letting it bounce, is it can get a funny bounce like that. But in most cases, you're going to start at the 25, and it's worth the risk, in my opinion. And on the off chance that the ball does go to the defender, you actually get fans back on the opening kickoff. So if the ball bounces, defense picks it up, and you tackle them, I don't know what happens if they score. It hasn't happened to me, but if that happens, your fan count actually goes up like 600 or 1,000. I don't know how many exactly, but it does go up. So I did the strong eye twins on that first one. We're going to do strong eye tight end corner. Same thing, look for the fullback. If not, look for your tight end. If not, then run with Cam. So we're running with Cam. And on 2nd and 1, a fun play to do is the play action clear out. Because if they take the bait and think you're going for the run, you're going to see either the left or the right safety come in to block or to tackle. If that happens, you throw it to that person, the wide receiver or the tight end. So you can see here, the corners will usually stick with them, but in this case, you can normally outrun them. Let's see. No, they fell back, so they didn't take the bait. Just take it to your fullback, and that was a bad throw. So, can't come back to that play, but trips, tight end, play action, deep attack, and look for Terrence Williams. Oop, that looks like, oh, okay, they took the bait, and wow, deflection. Okay, so this is tough. You have to get 1 yard. And what's the play that you go with? Well, I'm going to go with strong eye, play action, middle. The tight end usually comes around and is usually open on this situation. So, assuming this isn't hard countered, we're going to look for the tight end. Ooh, there he is. And that is a touchdown. And I didn't know it was going to be that easy, but, you know, when it works, it works. You know, they had like a goal line set up there, so it was a little easier. That the whole, you know, and that's kind of the flaw to the game is that, you know, they're trying to stop a 1 yard situation where most, you know, teams are going to go for just 1 yard, you know. So I think it over predicted on what I was trying to do. So we're going to let it go into the end zone again. If it's on the line like that, just let it go into the end zone. Most of the time it'll bounce out. If you're already in the end zone and it's clear that it's going to be a touchback, you can just call for the touchback. So okay, so we're going to start again. Fullback flat. Looking for the fullback to be open. On this one, again, always on these plays, look at your tight end and look at the safety to see if they bite on the run. If they bite on the run, then the safety and the linebackers pull in to you know, stop the run, and your tight end's going to be wide open. So I always take a look at that as well. And yeah, it didn't happen. And Tariq Hill is open, so we're going to go for him. And, you know, these plays work when they're not 100% countered. When I go up against an opponent that's invested all of their counters on play action, it's hard. So right now I'm having an easy time. On the juke, I usually try to do the halfback toss because that does kind of leave you a little bit open. So we'll just... Nah, I didn't get it. But I did get some good yardage. And, you know, message in the comments if you have any questions about what you're seeing here or any suggestions for me. You know, I'm not perfect. You know, I don't play enough to make it to the top of the leaderboards, and I don't have a team that's, you know, hundreds of dollars. And I just don't play, or I don't spend any money on the game. So, you know, I'm not going to have the best lineup. But with that, I can still get into Hall of Fame pretty consistently. And, you know, one of the things I'll say is just be patient. Try to go for the small passes. Think about where the defense is lining up. Think about who should be open. If you see that everyone's going straight to their receiver, then you're probably in man coverage. If they're moving to a destination that's not necessarily where your receivers are, then they might be in zone. The reason why that's important is you should know where your players are going, at least your go-to guys. So Williams right here is running across the middle. Look at the linebackers. If the linebackers move to the middle automatically, then it's probably zone coverage. As soon as he crosses that player, the zone defensive player is not going to be able to cover him in time. So let's see here. Man coverage. Or it might have been zone. I don't know. It might have been a mix of the two. But I just had my eyes on Williams the whole time. I needed to get that first down. All right. Let's keep it going. So I had a few counters done on me. Since we're doing pretty good this drive, I'm going to do something crazy. I don't know if y'all have seen this one, but it's the reverse. This is a fun play, but it rarely ever works. There we go. Yeah, I'm just glad I got back to the line of scrimmage. Okay, so here's the risk. I've already run the fullback flat twice. If I do it again, I could get called for frequency. It depends on their awareness. Let's see here. Okay, no hard counter. I don't know why I spun there. I usually just lead in with my shoulder. And I'm just going to go to my money play. This one right here. Play action, FL middle. Basically, I hope that they run a goal line matchup and then just run it in with Cam. Yeah, so here, this is the exact defense that I want. The defensive end on my left side is a little tough because if the fullback's not able to block him in time, then he has a straight shot at Cam. Aside from that, everyone else usually drops into some kind of coverage, and I can just walk it in. Well, maybe not walk it in, but run it in. So here we go. Okay. Boom. And because I wasn't worried about the 2-point conversion, I put this play, but that's exactly what the play looks like if you've already scored and you're trying to do a 2-point conversion. You pick the same play and run it out to your right. I can't do that because I just ran with him and the countdown's going to happen. And so here in this case, I'll just go with the fullback flat, and just like we've done a million times before, it's a counter. So 25% and 40%, you can't really do much. And I've seen people win just by doing the field goal. And then let's see how our counter package did. This is always fun to see, if they catch on. And let's see. This is my drive. So here we go. So he passed to Evan Ingram for 56 yards. So he went for a run. They got countered. I only have a 9% on the counter. And yeah, he's just no counters, not a lot of counters. He's just getting stopped. So we'll go here again. So he goes for the run, another 9 counter. Wow, that's very unlucky. And then on a long pass, he gets sacked. I have the Dan Quinn at like 5. So all my defensive players are going to be lit, especially on a 4th and long situation. Last play. So now he's like, well, I haven't done play action, so let's go for the play actions. Wow, 44% counter, but he still got yardage. 29% counter. Going down. Yeah, I think he just crashed and burned. Oh, it finally scored on that last drive, but too little, too late. So there's my promotion. Head-to-head's a good way of increasing your. So there's my Dan Quinn. So yeah, he's at level 5 right now. I think the recognition's 4, my line is 2, and my instincts is 1. I'll pull it up in just a second though. And based on the counters that I have set up, that is the coach that I invest in heavily. So anytime I have a chance to open a wild card coach, that's who I'm putting it in. Now I need 35 to get him up another level. But let's take a look here. So yeah, recognition 4, line 2, and instincts 2. So if I were to increase them, it would be recognition 5, line 3, and instincts 2. And the only other coach that I might sub in is John Harbaugh to cover the holes that I have in the run and in the long pass. But right now, the best coach I have is going to definitely cover the long pass. And based on a tiebreaker being something speedy, I would just keep the long pass coach out there. So again, thank you for watching, guys. I hope you learned a little bit, and just basically be patient, take the small passes wherever you can get them, and just hope that that your opponent sucks and doesn't score on every drive. And I've had that where you just can't stop them. But I'm hoping to get to Hall of Fame again pretty soon. I usually play a couple of drives per day, and I do have the fan boost on too, so it helps out a little bit. Alright guys, well thank you again for watching. Y'all have a good day.